Listeners, and welcome to Issues in the News. This is an avenue where we pick trending issues in the news in our political scene, both national and international, and discuss and then profile solutions to them. And so, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm right in the studio here. My name is COMR NATHANS ADEJOH, and I have right here with me my co-analyst.
Comrade Kanayo Ndubuaku, aka the Radio Honorable. If you're listening, be it from Spain, Germany, Morocco, anywhere around the world, this is Lagos, Nigeria, Mirabel Radio to be precise. Yes, I said Nigeria. The same Nigeria a world leader actually called an whole country. And that's also, you heard what he said. You heard what he said.
Yes, coming to our first news for today, the federal government summons the U.S. ambassador over Trump's shithole remarks.
Yes.
The federal government has summoned the United States ambassador to Nigeria, Stout Symington, over the derogatory remarks by President Donald Trump. Trump had in a fit lambasted immigrants, stating that they were coming from shithole countries, in a statement that annoyed many concerned nations and generated serious criticism from African Union and others. What do you think about this?
I saw the comment and then I was like, coming from a world leader, this is not good. It's not palatable. For me, the comment generally is derogatory. It's disparaging, so to say. When you look at it from an international perspective, most especially, in terms of how it affects American foreign policy, you see that this comment is more of a conflagrating statement. Yes, because you cannot be talking about calling countries shitholes when you know that these countries actually labored for America. America is America today because of the sweats of those Africans that were traded over there during the slave trade. Not to talk of our young ones today who go there in terms looking for greener pastures. So basically, America is America today because of what? Immigrants. So Trump cannot come and make such a statement. It only shows the kind of agenda he's trying to push, and I don't see it as being good for international politics.
Well, I really think Donald Trump is for one does not have respect for any country.
That should be the word. Because and do you think it's fair
for him to have gone to make such a statement in a speech he's delivering? I think it's disrespectful to the African Union and other countries generally. Now, I think he should look inward to start thinking. He should start knowing that he's more of a world leader. He shouldn't be seeing himself as Donald Trump.
I don't know.
I think he should start seeing himself as a world leader. That will help him. We really demand an apology from him, like the federal government has summoned the U.S. ambassador, and I really hope that comes out good.
Of course. Nat, I was trying to say something. Listen, see, when it comes to moral justification, Trump is the last person that has a moral justification to make this kind of statement. Knowing his roots, Donald Trump actually originated, his father was a German immigrant, who migrated from Germany. At the young age of 16, the young man came into Germany and started barbing. He was working at a barbing shop, a barber shop there. And he started life from there. And today, he gave birth to Trump, and Trump is where he is today. So Trump is the last person, that has that moral justification to come out and say stuff like this. Because actually, the system made him. The same system he's trying to, destroy. So you cannot tell me, immigrants from countries like the Dominican Republic, Haiti and Nigeria, and of course all African countries are shitholes. You can't.
I really think the world powers should sit together and caution him.
Of course.
Please, Donald Trump, you need to be cautioned on the way you speak to Nigerians and Africans generally. We are humans. Our color of skin does not make us less of humans.
Of course.
So we deserve the same respect an American deserve, and the same respect Donald Trump also deserve. So still on the international scene, our next story is world close to nuclear war, says Pope. Pope Francis said on Monday that he was really afraid about the danger of nuclear war and that the world now stood at the very limit. His comments made as he flew off for a visit to Chile and Peru came after Hawaii issued a false missile alert that provoked panic in the United States and highlighted the risk of possibility unintended nuclear war with North Korea.
Yeah, not see.
I really think
what the Pope is saying is not far from the truth. That's the truth.
Yes, it is not far from the truth. I really think, first of all, there should be this control over these missiles first. The way missiles are carried, the way they are produced, the countries that come out to beat their chest, we have missiles, we want to throw missiles, we want to do that. I don't think you shouldn't be threatening people.
Bro, you get the thing is, bro, there are limitations to these things. Are you getting me? Yes. It's just that I don't know, people are getting out of hand these days. Yeah, because there's a United Nations how I put it, a treaty, basically, and now you are not expected to manufacture nuclear weapons if you are not a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. So if you're not a member of that Security Council, you cannot. So that is why what North Korea is doing today is abnormal. It's not acceptable. And what the Pope is trying to tell us is that take it or leave it, we are close to a nuclear war. It's crystal clear. We can see it. We can feel it. Yeah, because with the conflagration of statements going around and of course hostilities here and there, it's almost impossible to say. So what we need to do now is to try to see how we can mend fences. We are talking about America. Of course, the Palestinians are dragging it out with the Israelis, and everywhere you go, you hear stuff that are not basically talking about unity, and it's a problem. It's a problem. We are talking about North Korea. North Korea, their leader and what he has been up to for a while now, and it goes to show you that, take it or leave it, we are very, very close to a nuclear war if we don't,
For the Pope to come out publicly to say that the world is close to a nuclear war, it means he has had enough of all these things. He has had enough of all these threats and all of that. So I really think we need to really go back into this love for nations that is suddenly missing in action.
Yes.
I really think we all need to go back to start loving
there's
ourselves.
This saying that there's unity in diversity. Of course we need to be united in this diversity, and our ability not to be united will only pose a threat to our security.
So we need to start loving each other, start feeling good for each other first, before we're able to take it out to other nations,
of course,
and then to other continents.
Of course.
And then our next story coming into Nigeria is Buhari lacks political will to halt killings by herdsmen. That is coming from the reps. Members of the House of Representatives on Tuesday blamed President Muhammad Buhari for escalating killings by herdsmen in the country and demanded decisive actions to halt the ugly developments. Lately, it's been one killing or the other from one place to another by the same set of people. Who call themselves headsmen, who were supposed to be busy taking care of their cow and all of that. But now I think they are busy taking care of humans. And this is really calling for a serious concern. Now, just the other day, last week, 72 men, including women and children, were buried.
Of course.
In a mass burial. Now, none of the government officials went there for on a courtesy visit, or probably on a condolence visit.
It's unfortunate
now. None of them attended the burial.
Very, very unfortunate.
Which is quite unfortunate, and that kept Nigerians asking questions. And right now, the House of Representatives is saying you are not capable enough to halt these killings. So what do you think about this?
See, generally, the House of Reps have a very valid point, in what they are saying. But the thing is, them saying the president has no, no capacity to halt these things makes it look as if, the president of Nigeria is the most powerful president in the world when it comes to powers. How can you be a president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces at the same time, and you're telling me you don't have powers, to halt these killings, to stop these killings? Of course you have powers to do it. It's just that you're sitting at the fence, maybe because maybe you have, a kind of connection with these people, and you don't want to, delve into the matter and settle it once and for all. But the truth is, the president has the power to stop this thing immediately.
Well, I really think the president is trying to show some solidarity, show some concern, because it has to do with his people. The president is Fulani, and what do you expect? The headsmen are Fulani, so it's as good as saying my brothers are killing people out there, and I really can't go and stop them, because I was expecting the president to have dished out an order and say, okay, the whole armed forces move to Benue State, or move to wherever they are. If you see a Fulani headsman walking unlawfully, please arrest or kill.
Remember the last time we were here, we were talking about him redeploying the IDP. Now, the Inspector General of Police was redeployed. As a matter of fact, he was relocated back to Benue. Until now,
yes,
not made any arrest.
Now,
no arrest have been made.
Again, I saw another post, another news where the Senate this morning gave the IGP of police gave him an ultimatum, a 2 weeks ultimatum, 14 days to produce the killers,
of course,
the perpetrators of the Benue killing.
See, we cannot be going, round the whole thing when we know the real thing. Now, listen to me.
So, if you'll ask me, by the actions of the Senate, it really tells Mr. President can really not do anything on his own. He's weak.
He's weak because he doesn't want to do something. Yeah, if he really wants to do something, he will do it. He's just looking at it from the perspective that, okay, these people are my people. There's no, if you really want to do something, you will do something. Now, remember, we're talking about the killings and all of that. All of a sudden, somebody came up somewhere from Aso Rock and brought up a plan of cattle colonies. For crying out loud, why should we be talking about cattle colonies? People are dying. People lost their lives, prematurely, and you're coming to tell me cattle colonies. Now,
again, on that cattle colonies, I really think we don't need cattle colonies in this country. What we need is ranches, if possible. Ranches. Now, for a cattle colony, it will end up seizing land, and then it will end up increasing, aggravating anger, because you can't take my land and give to the
Fulani headsman to rear his cow.
While I sit down and suffer, because the land is the source of livelihood to many Nigerians. There are no jobs out there.
How many fish farmers have the government provided with swimming pools?
Nobody.
Or we should
Nobody.
Nobody. So what are you telling
me? How many farmers have the government given fertilizers?
So why should you provide land,
farming tools and the rest? Why are we so concerned about the Fulani headsmen? Are they the only ones in Nigeria?
See, Nat, we need to be very, very careful in this country, and to avoid, a national embarrassment. Yeah, because imagine when people hear this kind of stories, why would they not call us an S-hole country? The problem is that when you look at it from the government of the day, most especially, they are not doing the right thing, most especially when it comes to, the right policies. We are talking about how to curb these incessant problems, and you are coming up with cattle colonies. So and the worst part is, recently, they said they are planning on 10 hectares, 10 hectares of land,
to spread across the country.
Benue alone is not up to 10 hectares. Benue is it's less than 5,000 hectares. You are talking about
and then news got to me the other day that the Kogi State governor has already given out land already to Fulani headsmen. I don't understand. I really don't understand. The land you're giving out does not belong to you. You have not bought a land. Why not take out your money, buy the land, and give to Fulani headsmen since you love them that much?
I'm not surprised.
I think he's just trying to be.
I'm not surprised. He's trying to blow the trumpet of his master. He's trying to,
I think he's just trying trying to play eye service so that the president can see him.
Remember, he was part of the delegation that endorsed the president.
So we'll come to that. And so we're going on a quick break right now. It is still issues in the news, and when we come back, we'll be hitting on some of the issues on our desk here, whereby Sanusi is being called a liar for saying something about the Fulani. So stay right there.
Let's pay bills. Let's pay bills.
So avoid clumsiness.
And so welcome back. This is still issues on the news, and today we're out here analyzing the Fulani killing and the reactions from Nigerians. So our next story is, you lied over genocide claim against Fulani in Taraba State. Khan tells Sanusi. The Christian Association of Nigeria in Taraba State on Tuesday described outright false the claim by the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, that over 800 Fulani were killed in Taraba State last year. The Christian Association of Nigeria is saying this to Sanusi Fulani. I really don't know a respected Nigerian, a monarch like this, could come out to say this. How many Fulanis were killed last year? And who recorded this 800 killings?
See, the problem is some people are trying to play the victim here now. You can imagine, you are the one inflicting the pain, but you want to play victim. It's unfortunate. The kind of country we operate in is a country whereby I was listening to the Meiti Allah Secretary General, Mr. Ngazema like that on TV, and he was laying claims to so many things. It was like they've lost cows over the years, that okay, fine, that they have casualties on their side in terms of how many people have been killed, how many Fulanis have been killed. And I'm like, okay, fine, I understand. But he was making mention of close to some numbers of cows that have been, killed and rustled over time. And I'm wondering, okay,
is a cow more valued than a human life?
See, I don't want to know. See, I can give you that benefit of the doubt. I can sympathize with you that your cow, which is a form of business for you, you misplaced it, or they got killed, or they got stolen. But once a human life comes in, for me, I don't see any significance of a cow when a human life is at stake.
I would categorically say that the Fulanis are inhumane. They are wicked. They are barbaric and
your statement might look, how will I say it now? It might look how will I put it? I don't want us to stereotype the Fulanis, because we have a good lot of them. We have a lot of them that are very good.
For the ones that perpetrated this evil and the ones that are supporting them,
of course,
they are all wicked.
Of course. You
can't kill lives and then start comparing them to animals, comparing them to business. Do you know that the same set of people that were killed and buried right now have businesses they handle? They have farmlands they are taking care of.
We need to be very careful in this.
They have lost all these things.
Nat, I tell you here most times, I don't know. So are we in a country?
We should guide our statements. We should watch what we say.
Of course. You can imagine this statement coming from an elder statesman. But then I'm not surprised. If our leaders lack that utterance level, they lack that tendency to be polite when it comes to making public statements.
Okay, our next story says the Senate gives police IG 14 days to arrest, prosecute Benue killers. The Nigerian Senate chamber used to illustrate the story. The Senate has given the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, 14 days to arrest and prosecute the perpetrators of violence in Benue State, saying their identities. Now, what do you think about the Senate coming into this whole matter?
They need to come in, because where the executive is lagging behind, the Senate will have to take charge. Because it is so clear now that the executive is handicapped on the matter. And the Senate, which I think is, for the time being, the most active arm of government so far, and I think them coming in here, giving the IGP, the order to prosecute and arrest anybody that's found wanting, you know, in that killings. I think it's a right step in the right direction. Why? Yeah, because the Senate, they have the powers. Hello, when it comes to, yeah, these are the people. They've given the IGP, young man, you need to do this, you need to tell us who and who you, because the executive cannot just redeploy you there and you go there to be looking, you go there to sit down. No.
Again, I must add this. The Nigerian police alone cannot do this thing.
Of course.
We need the same way different set of forces were redeployed to Maiduguri and the rest and northern states,
yes,
to curtail the level of killing and terrorism that was going on there. That's the same way it should be done to Benue State, because by the time you redeploy just the police to Benue State, I really don't see how they can. The police are not too strong enough to handle the situation. So for me, I am saying, send down the Nigerian Army, send down the Nigerian Air Force, send down the Nigerian Navy to join the police so they can handle this, manage this situation.
Yes, a joint task force is needed, but it only shows, you know, the insufficiency. Are you getting me? It only shows the dysfunctional system of our security apparatus. You know, our army is overstretched. Our army is overstretched. We cannot be talking about the army here and there. Basically, the army is based, you know, they are supposed to fight against territorial, you know, integrity. Now, but we are overstretching our army. Everywhere you see the army, in the east, the army is there, the west, the army is there, you know, everywhere. Because of what, you know, the dysfunctional nature of the security apparatus. When I mean the security apparatus, most especially the Nigerian police. How can you tell me the Nigerian police cannot solve just herdsmen? It's unfortunate.
Okay, thank you very much. While we're discussing the last topic, another analyst walked into the studio, Miss Easy.
Miss Easy.
Welcome to the studios.
Welcome. What's
Hi.
up?
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
I hope the Fulani headsmen did not catch up with you.
They shouldn't do.
I'm fine.
They shouldn't.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yes, you are looking.
It's so good to see you. You're looking so good. All right, moving shortly to our next story. One of the big things that happened yesterday, the People's Democratic Party (PDP), the National Working Committee members in went to Benue State to visit victims and families of the victims of the Fulani herdsmen attack, with a trailer load of relief materials. Yesterday was a good day for I would say a relief day for my people in the Benue State, where the National Working Committee members of PDP, including the National Publicity Secretary, went down to visit the displaced people in the camp and also share some relief material. A lot of arguments came up yesterday, and people were saying, why didn't they go to the Taraba State to also do the same when it happened in Taraba State? Why didn't they go to Maiduguri to do the same when it happened in Maiduguri? But again, I say, should it not start from somewhere? If they had not done it, would anybody have complained? Now that they are doing it, why are there still complaints from every quarters? What do you have to say about this?
Basically, I told you the last time that 2018 most especially will be a very busy year. Yeah, it's a political year. We will be politicking much in this year. So any move you see by any political party is geared towards gaining political points. Yes, this move by PDP, it's a very good move, no doubt, but there's a political undertone. Are you getting me? All these things are geared towards what? 2019. And I'm very, 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 you know, passionate about the whole thing. I'm very, very happy that the PDP are coming out, you know, to at least pose a form of opposition presently to do the things that the present government seems not to be doing. I think it's a welcome development. Easy, what's up?
Hi. Hello everybody, I'm sorry for coming late. So basically about this topic, I feel like we should remove politics and sentiments. The fact that they are doing something good should be acknowledged. That's the first step. And then Nigerians were very sentimental about certain issues. It's not about why didn't they do it to us, but at least they are starting from somewhere. That's the point. But it's not even about starting. Is there going to be a follow-up? Because all these things will finish at the end of the day. They are material things. So is there going to be a follow-up until there's stability in the lives of these people? That's actually what we should be thinking about. It's not about giving them bags of rice or tissue paper, because at the end of the day, these things are very exhaustible and they would finish. So is there a follow-up? Are you going to check on them after that and everything? I'm trying to not talk about the 2019 propaganda. I'm trying to talk about that. But I'm saying what they did was obviously good, and it should actually be embraced by federal government, APC, PDP, whatever party you're in. It's about trying to help those that are in need, and it's actually a very good start. So I'm for it.
That's great.
Actually, we have a story here now. I don't know whether you've seen this story. Fresh scandal as $44 million reportedly vanished from the NIA votes. I don't know whether you've heard about the story. Now, actually, the money was said to have been carried away in a bullion van late on Friday, January the 12th, by unknown persons. Now, the NIA acting DG, Ambassador Muhammad Dauda, who did not confirm or deny the incident, was reportedly aware of the plan until the money had been removed. Now, there have been pressure on Dauda by powerful people to spend the money, but he refused. The incident occurred just about 2 days before the new substantive DG, that is Abubakar Rufai, took over on Monday, January the 15th. Now, and according to reports, about 44 million in cash, which was kept in the spies agency's vault in Abuja, was reportedly removed to an unknown destination before the agency's new DG resumed duty that same hour.
Let me say this. I think I think the APC is playing mind games with Nigerians. You cannot tell me 44 million naira.
US dollars. This is not
44 million US dollars.
My brother
was relocated within the twinkle of an eye. Was it at night? Was it at day? Under the watch of Nigerian intelligence agency.
This kind of
I don't really understand. And then we say they are intelligent. How? For God's sake, I don't get the angle they are coming in from. Now, how can such a huge amount of money, you cannot even move a 10,000 naira without people knowing,
being unnoticed,
and then you're telling me $44 million? For God's sake, this is laughable.
This is the same kind of story.
It is laughable.
They hear over there in the Western world and call
it is laughable. Why wouldn't they call us shitholes our countries?
It's funny. It's funny. Look at this kind of story. $44 million US dollars, moves, and we are talking about the Nigerian intelligence agency.
What I would say is, the Senate should give them a matching order to return. I don't want to say look for the money. They know where the money is, but actually, return that money to where it is supposed to be.
What if there was no money in the first place?
And they would have moved the office. So, Izzy, do you have anything to say on that?
Is this April 1st? That's all I have to ask, because this is really funny.
It's laughable.
Every single time we're always looking for money. I'm tired of New Year, New Me, New Year, New Nigeria. I don't care if it's the middle of the month. We actually have to start being new. This is just laughable. The intelligence agency. There was no money in the first place, or maybe they are just trying to be funny because it's not possible. I'm actually going to believe we're very intelligent people, and this was just some blog story because it's very laughable.
Very, very laughable.
Okay, guys. Our next story for today is Duke indicates interest for 2019 presidency. Bravo. That's been long time coming. We've been expecting it.
People like this in
the former governor of Cross River State, Mr. Donald Duke, has said that he will contest for presidency in 2019 general elections. Donald Duke